Well, good evening to everybody. I hope that my friend Pobo has joined in tonight. If not, you will be seeing this, I guess, later on the streams. So, rainy day. I decided that it was time to read a couple of stories. Hey, Peggy. To read a couple of stories, one of which is my favorite. And it's about a documentary film called Brooklyn Castle. Brooklyn Castle is about a school in Brooklyn where the kids are all into chess. And it was about the year that the team was shooting for the championships. They were also shooting for getting into the best high schools, because in New York, that's a competitive thing, unlike in Norfolk, where it's just a roll of the dice. And I had seen parts of it. I had seen the film. I had talked to Katie Del Maggiore, who is the director and producer, creator of the film. And I really, really wanted the young man that I felt was really the heart and soul of the movie, Pobo Efcoro, to come to Norfolk so that we could premiere the film at the Narrow in Ghent. It was ambitious. And so that he could come and play chess, and we would just like make a whole long weekend out of it to honor his presence and everything. But that was going to take money that we didn't have. So I started looking for someone who was a celebrity who had deep pockets and played chess. And it turned out that when I was at my doctor's office, there was a copy of Architectural Digest there. And in Architectural Digest, there was Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's new home. And in like every room, there was a chess set. And I researched it and found out that Will Smith is a killer chess player. Huge, huge chess player. So I started out a campaign to try and reach him. And what I did was I reached Jada Pinkett Smith, and she, as soon as she heard about the idea, she FedExed a check to pay for the plane ticket for Pobo and his mom to come here from Brooklyn. And then we talked the downtown Marriott, the Sheraton downtown, into giving them rooms. And it was awesome. It was amazing. And so this is a little bit of that story. Lining up the pieces to make a difference. This was December 23rd, 2012. So this was like a little pre-Christmas miracle. Some might have thought it impossible to get Will Smith, a Hollywood actor with no discernible connection to Norfolk, to pay for someone he's never met to come here. Those same doubters would never even try to get 2 sweet potato pies through Norfolk Airport security. However, with chess, all things are possible. Tench Phillips, co-owner of the Narrow Expanded Cinema in Ghent, started the miracles in motion when he asked whether people would be interested in the new chess documentary, Brooklyn Castle. He asked because I'm the founder of a little group called the Norfolk Initiative for Chess Excellence, we're nice, that provides free chess learn and play sessions in our community. Brooklyn Castle is a story of 5 members of the chess team at a below the poverty line inner city junior high school in New York City that has won more national championship than any other school in the country. The film is an eye-opener to a world where at-risk kids end up at Ivy League universities on a full ride thanks to a board game. My favorite from the film is 16-year-old Onheng Pobo, and I probably said that wrong, Pobo. I am so sorry. Known as Pobo. Pobo has been on Good Morning America, NPR, The Steve Harvey Show, The Daily Show and Jon Stewart speaking about how his father died when he was age 4 and how he went down a bad road before chess got him turned around and headed in the right direction. He became class president, helped save the school's chess program after budget cuts, and supported other players. This is a powerful message. Having him here for the showing of the documentary would be a game changer. The hitch: we had to pay the plane fares, room and meal costs for Pobo and his mom. Understand, we're about as low budget as it gets. We don't have grants. We have chess sets, kids, and free bagels from Yorgo's Bagel Dashery. Airlines have yet to adopt the bagel currency system, so we had a problem. This was a big game, so we took it one piece at a time. Castle. Sheraton Waterside Hotel pledged a room for the weekend. King. Will Smith, a devoted chess player, paid for the airfare through the Will and Jada Smith Foundation. After I sent videos of our city's children playing chess and explained how much more powerful the learning experience would be if Pobo were here. The Bishops. Norfolk Public Schools and Board of Education set up a learn and play for Campostella Elementary School after the film was shown. Knights. Norfolk City Manager Marcus Jones, whose office paid for movie tickets for all of our Lamberts Point chess kids, Rodney Jordan and Keith Basil, who treated Pobo, his mother, and others to a huge steak dinner. Queen. Bess Decker. Bess Decker bought the tickets for Campostella students to attend the film. On December 8th, Pobo arrived to a packed house at the Narrow. After the showing, he went to Campostella, where he spent hours teaching chess. Before Pobo and his mom left the next day, neighbors at Villa Heights were nice as trying to turn the old trolley train station into a chess and STEM center for kids, threw them a farewell party. Gladys Smith rolled up in her wheelchair with 2 sweet potato pies that she'd baked for Pobo. He's well over 6 feet 2. Built like a linebacker, pies are his friends. But how to get them through airport security and back to Brooklyn? As we drove to the airport, I called the Transportation Security Administration, the TSA. Were they puzzled over this like a pack of grandmasters analyzing a Bobby Fischer move? Well, it's not a liquid or an aerosol, one finally concluded. Then, did you say sweet potato pie? Yes, more deliberation. Some might consider it to be a paste. And they're not allowed on flights, the TSA man said. This is going to be a real problem. I asked to speak with his supervisor. The hold I was on was longer than waiting for Garry Kasparov to get out of a Russian jail. At last, a woman came on the line. Ma'am, she said, you're not going to make me go. And ma'am, I said, you're not going to make me go and tell Miss Gladys that her pie's a pasty aerosol, are you? No, indeed, she said with authority. Pies is solid. The pies will be cleared through Checkpoint Bravo without incident, I promise. For the community support, the welcome, the room with the view, the little chess players, chops dinners, and Checkpoint Bravo for pies, Pobo said he would never forget our city. I can say in return that for the hundreds of children in Norfolk whose lives he affected, he is the king for more than just a day in our hearts. So yes, that's what it takes to get not 1, but 2 of Miss Gladys's sweet potato pies through TSA. Just make sure that they know it is not a paste, it is not an aerosol, because that would be an insult, and we'd have to roll Miss Gladys up in there. And they will run for the hills and let you take your damn pies on the plane. At least that's how it was back then. This one's called the Dryer Mission. It's from October 19th, 2014. Both of these were from the Virginan-Pilot, when there was a Virginan-Pilot to be proud of. Just saying. Sometimes it seems so much easier to sit idly by, believing that helping strangers doesn't make a difference, than to get up and exercise faith. I'm here to tell you that simply giving our leftovers can result in all kinds of remarkable situations. A few months ago, our clothes dryer caught fire. It happened right after my teenage son and I had spent several hours volunteering to teach chess. Because players get hungry, we engage in a little redistribution of wealth by collecting the day's leftovers from the giving folks over at Yorgo's Bagel Dashery in Ghent. On this occasion, we had far more bagels than chess players, so I decided to haul the extra bounty to the local firehouse. An hour later, I sat on the back porch of our home, soaked after taking a garden hose to our dryer fire. My teenage son had some choice words about my ideals. So we go out of our way to do a good deed for the firehouse, and the dryer catches fire, he said pointedly. You didn't even call them for help. What's the point of doing good deeds if this is the result? The hose was still on, so after delivering a quick snap out of it, splash in his kisser, I tried to set him straight. You don't give and expect anything in return, I explained. Still, none of us was burned. The house is still standing, and we didn't need the fire department, and that's a blessing. I will admit, however, that months of using a clothesline and being at the mercy of the weather made me feel less blessed. To cap it all off, we were blessed with bed bugs. I had to go hunting thrift stores for all kinds of replacements. As I drove, I found myself having what felt like a very one-sided conversation with the Almighty. In my distraction, I ended up way down Little Creek Road, where I ran across a thrift store that was new to me. Inside, I spotted an electric dryer for $45. I took the ticket off the thing and went up to the cashier. You did see that it says as is, right? The cashier said sharply. I told her that I had read it. You did see the tag right here that says they're unable to test it. So you don't even know if it works, she added, as though trying to give a hint to a clueless quiz show contestant. I decided to go for it, and I told her my reasoning. I know all that, but you see, I prayed for a dryer. You prayed for it? Yes, I answered. My dryer broke, and it's getting into the cold and rainy season with 3 boys and a husband. Another cashier who is now invested in this situation asked, but how do you know that it's going to work? How often do you ever get dryers in here to sell? I asked. Never, said the original cashier. Never ever, said the second one. I didn't even know we had one in here. We had a dryer. Mm-hmm. Exactly, I said. So this is how faith works. God plants one right here for $45. So here's my $45 worth of faith. I'm putting my money where my faith is because I believe that God wouldn't pull a whammy on me. That dryer is going to work. People around me started to murmur amen. The dryer fit neatly into the minivan, even though I hadn't measured to see if it was going to fit and make the squeeze. Not only does it work like it's brand new, but when I looked up the model number online, I learned that it's a super capacity digital wonder that sells for over $800. Who would give an $800 dryer that works perfectly well to a thrift store instead of selling it? A friend asked me. I believe it was someone who had faith that it would do a lot of good for someone who really needed a break. So now, I'm a domestic missionary whose faith moved a mountain of laundry. Yeah, I think we're taking it on faith right now that everything's going to be all right. I have faith in dryers and Will Smith and the narrow and the kindness of strangers and Yorgos Bagels and everybody who's watching. So I think you can not only speak things into being, you can just believe them into being. And so far I'm right. So, you know, all right, it was just one mountain of laundry, but I think that if we think this thing through together, we're going to be all right. Okay? That's it. I'll see you tomorrow night. See you, Cliff.